From explosive dressing room arguments with Manchester United legends to heated public spats and training ground scuffles, these moments prove that even the best players can clash with their bosses. Here's a look at football players that fought their managers. Number 1. Sir Alex Ferguson vs David Beckham. First up, we have one of the most famous bust-ups in football history. It all happened in 2003 after Manchester United's FA Cup loss to Arsenal. Fergie was furious and blamed Beckham for not giving his all. In a fit of rage, he kicked a boot across the dressing room, hitting Beckham above the eye and leaving a nasty gash.
9 years as a coach. Whatever happens in the dressing room is sacrosanct. There's no way I could ever betray the trust of the players and taking anything out of the dressing room, whatever benefit it may be.
Beckham's energy levels had been off, and Ferguson felt that his star player's mind wasn't focused on the game. This wasn't just a one-off incident, it was the culmination of rising tensions between the two. Less than half a year later, Beckham was on his way to Real Madrid. This clash marked the end of an era at Old Trafford, but it also showed that no player is bigger than the club. Both parties reconciled years later and now share a good relationship. Beckham's departure was a turning point for both the player and the club, highlighting the ruthless nature of Ferguson's management. Number 2. Roy Keane and Mick McCarthy. This clash happened just before the 2002 World Cup. Keane was unhappy with the Republic of Ireland's preparations and training facilities. He felt the conditions were unprofessional and subpar for a World Cup team. In a fiery team meeting, Keane let loose on McCarthy, calling him a liar and questioning his abilities as a manager. This tirade was so intense that Keane was sent home from the World Cup, missing the entire tournament.
He's been having concerns about his knee and some personal problems which are personal to him, and he has to go home.
This incident highlighted Keane's fiery personality and his unwillingness to compromise on his standards. The aftermath of this bust-up was felt deeply by the Irish team, as Keane was one of their star players. Keane has always been a hot-headed person, and though he now does punditry for Premier League games, he just can't help himself. His absence was a significant blow, and it showed how internal conflicts could disrupt even the most critical preparations. Number 3. Graham Souness vs Craig Bellamy. Moving on, we have Graham Souness and Craig Bellamy at Newcastle United. Bellamy had a reputation for being difficult, and after being substituted in a game against Charlton, he swore at Souness. At the next team meeting, Bellamy continued to disrespect Souness, who finally lost his cool and challenged Bellamy to step outside. Although they didn't actually fight, the confrontation was enough to get Bellamy shipped off to another club.
A young man who forever talked about going to the next level, always wanted to improve. In that respect, he was a genuine, real deal player. He wanted to improve, he wanted to win things.
Did you kick him out?
I didn't kick him out.
Souness's no-nonsense approach clashed with Bellamy's rebellious nature, making this a memorable bust-up. The incident revealed deep-seated issues between the player and the manager, with Bellamy's attitude and Souness's disciplinary methods constantly at odds. This bust-up ultimately led to Bellamy's exit, showing that sometimes resolving conflicts means parting ways. Number 4. Alan Shearer vs Joey Barton. Alan Shearer and Joey Barton's clash at Newcastle United is another classic example. Shearer was trying to save Newcastle from relegation, but Barton, known for his hot-headedness, made things difficult. In a crucial match against Liverpool, Barton got a red card for a reckless tackle on Xabi Alonso. Shearer was livid and let Barton know exactly how he felt. Barton was suspended for the rest of the season, and Newcastle ended up getting relegated. This bust-up showed that sometimes even the best intentions can't overcome a player's self-destructive behavior. Shearer's brief stint as manager was marred by this incident, and it highlighted the challenges managers face when dealing with difficult personalities. Barton's actions not only affected his own career, but also had a significant impact on the club's fate. Number 5. Brian Laws vs Ivano Bonetti. Next, we have a lesser-known but equally dramatic incident between Brian Laws and Ivano Bonetti at Grimsby Town. After a disappointing game, Laws was furious with Bonetti and accused him of not giving his best effort. In a heated dressing room argument, Laws threw a plate of chicken wings at Bonetti, breaking his cheekbone. Despite publicly making up, the incident led to Laws being forced out of the club. This bust-up is a reminder that even in lower leagues, emotions can run high and lead to unexpected consequences.
I have apologised to the club, the players and Ivano Benetti. And this is the end of the matter as far as Ivano and myself are concerned.
The bizarre nature of this clash involving chicken wings added a layer of infamy to the incident. It also showed that no matter the level of football, conflicts between players and managers can just be as intense and damaging.
The handshake is now the end of the matter?
I think I'm a professional football and he is a professional.
Number 6. Jose Mourinho versus Paul Pogba. Jose Mourinho and Paul Pogba's relationship at Manchester United was always rocky. The final straw came when Pogba publicly criticized Mourinho's tactics, saying the team should be more attacking at home. Mourinho responded by stripping Pogba of the vice-captaincy. The tension between them was palpable, and Mourinho was eventually sacked, while Pogba remained at the club. This modern-day clash highlighted the power struggles that can happen even at the highest levels of football. Pogba's outspoken nature and Mourinho's rigid approach were a recipe for conflict. Their bust-up was a significant talking point and showed how player-manager relationships could affect a team's dynamics and performance. Number 7. Paulo Di Canio versus Leon Clark. Paulo Di Canio's fiery personality was well known, and it led to a dramatic bust-up with Leon Clark at Swindon Town. After a League Cup game against Southampton, the two got into a heated argument that continued down in the tunnel.
And say bad words, and then say, okay, calm down. I came only to thank you. So thanks, Leon. Thanks. He said, don't pull me. I was friendly to put my arm around his neck. He kept going to say very bad words.
Di Canio grabbed Clark's shirt, and they tussled before being separated. Clark never played for Swindon again and was loaned out shortly after. Di Canio's passion and temper made him a volatile figure, leading to memorable incidents like this one. The confrontation was caught on camera, adding to its notoriety. This bust-up highlighted the intensity and volatility that Di Canio brought to his managerial career, often leading to combustible situations. Number 8. Romelu Lukaku versus Mike Phelan. Romelu Lukaku's time at Manchester United ended after a clash with assistant manager Mike Phelan. In 2019, Lukaku reportedly had a heated argument with Phelan, which led to his immediate transfer to Inter Milan on deadline day. This incident showed how quickly things can change in football and how a single disagreement can end a player's time at a club. Despite his talents, Lukaku's fate at United was sealed by this confrontation. The swift nature of his departure underscored the club's willingness to move on from players who caused disruption. This bust-up was a clear example of how delicate player-manager relationships can be and how quickly they can unravel. Number 9. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang versus Mikel Arteta. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's exit from Arsenal was another high-profile clash. After falling out with manager Mikel Arteta, Aubameyang was stripped off the captaincy and eventually escorted out of the club.
But I decided to take not to involve him in the game. I thought carefully, myself and the club, what was the next step. And we have decided as a club that he is no longer our captain.
Arteta was known for his strict discipline, and Aubameyang's behavior didn't align with the manager's expectations. This fight highlighted the importance of discipline and respect in a team environment. Aubameyang's high-profile status and Arteta's firm stance made this clash particularly noteworthy. It demonstrated that even star players must adhere to team rules and that managers are willing to make tough decisions to maintain discipline. Number 10. Mesut Ozil versus Mikel Arteta. Mesut Ozil's situation at Arsenal was similar to Aubameyang's. Ozil and Arteta had differing views on how the team should play, leading to tensions between the two. Ozil was eventually left out of the squad and moved to Fenerbahce. This incident showed that even the most talented players need to fit into the manager's vision or they risk being sidelined. Ozil's creative style clashed with Arteta's tactical demands, leading to his exclusion. The fallout between Ozil and Arteta was a significant talking point, reflecting the challenges managers face in balancing individual talent with team strategy.
I feel at the moment today that I failed because I want the best possible message for the team to do it, and in some moments I was able to get close to that, and at the moment I haven't been able to do it because I have to make the decision to leave him out of this.
Ozil was benched for so long that he was shipped out to Fenerbahce. Number 11. Roy Keane vs Sir Alex Ferguson. This Irishman had a reputation for being fiery, and unsurprisingly, he appears on our list against Roy Keane's fallout with Sir Alex Ferguson was another famous incident at Manchester United. Keane, never one to hold back, criticized his teammates in a TV interview, which didn't sit well with Ferguson. The manager confronted Keane, leading to a heated argument. Keane was eventually released from the club, marking the end of his illustrious United career. This bust-up highlighted Keane's uncompromising nature and Ferguson's no-nonsense management style. The confrontation between these two strong personalities was inevitable given their high standards and intense commitment. Keane's departure was a significant moment in United's history, reflecting the complexities of managing star players with strong opinions. Number 12. Zlatan Ibrahimovic vs Pep Guardiola. Finally, we have Zlatan Ibrahimovic vs Pep Guardiola. This clash happened during Ibrahimovic's time at Barcelona. Despite being one of the world's best strikers, Zlatan struggled to fit into Guardiola's system. The tension between them reached a peak when Zlatan publicly criticized Guardiola's tactics and accused him of lacking courage. The relationship became so strained that Ibrahimovic was loaned out to AC Milan after just one season.
If I have too big nose for you, you tell me. If I walk strange, you tell me. If I'm not good enough, you tell me. If you don't like whatever I do, you tell me. I resolve the problem. I leave. I'm not here to disturb. I'm not here to create. I'm just here to fulfill.
This bust-up highlighted the clash of egos and philosophies that can happen at top clubs. Zlatan's larger-than-life personality and Guardiola's strict tactical approach were bound to collide. The Big Swede has repeatedly commented on his time at the Catalan club and has said that working with Pep Guardiola was his worst experience in his career. Their fallout was a reminder that even the most talented players might not always fit into a manager's vision. And there you have it, guys, 12 unforgettable clashes between players and their managers. These stories remind us that football isn't just about what happens on the pitch. It's also about the intense relationships and personalities off it. Let us know in the comments which bust-up you found most shocking, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing football content. Until next time, keep the passion alive and enjoy the beautiful game.